what's happening in your schools, brought to you by your kids. I'm Natalie Rathbun.
And I'm Courtney Apos. We have an exciting show this week, beginning with an event that took place at Mountain View on March 23rd. Tech Club students and Mr. Wiedersheim. First, here's a profile of 3rd grade teacher Mrs. Toller, produced by Tech Club students Abby, Lena, and Marissa.
Hi, I'm Marissa. And I'm Lena. We recently interviewed Miss Toller about her teaching in 3rd grade. Let's take a look. Hi, I'm Lena. And I'm Marissa. And this is Miss Toller. So Miss Toller, how long have you been teaching?
I've been teaching for 33 years.
Why did you pick 3rd grade?
Well, I love 3rd grade best of all. I've been teaching 3rd grade for 26 of the 33 years. And the students are always so enthusiastic and so willing to learn new things and take risks. That's why I love 3rd graders.
Parts do we get? 4 parts. How many lines? How many times? 3. So you're starting, I hope, to find a parts. How many cuts would I have to make in my cake? How many cuts would I have to make in my pizza? To make equal parts. So if I wanted 7, Rockwell said 6. Tap your heads. Tap your heads. Nancy, you had a really good picture, but okay, good. Okay, hang on to there. We're not going to the round pizza. We're going just to the rectangular pizza. Jade, looking very good. Hopefully I'm coming up.
Hi, I'm Madeline. I just interviewed a kid from Mrs. Toller's class. Let's take a look. Hi, I'm Madeline, here with Angela from Mrs. Toller's class. I'm here to ask her a couple questions about Mrs. Toller. So what do you like about Mrs. Toller?
I like that she's a very nice teacher. She teaches good. When she teaches, she doesn't teach us the complicated way. She finds tricks and teaches us that.
Nice. What's your favorite subject with her?
Math.
Math? Why do you like math?
Because I like multiplication, and it's the easiest subject for me.
Nice. Do you do any cool things with Mrs. Toller?
Yeah.
Like what?
Sometimes our lunchbox is filled with ants. We go outside and empty out the ants. And when we did the monarch butterflies, we looked for cocoons. We found a cocoon outside.
Nice.
Butterfly bush.
That's it with Angela. Bye.
Bye.
I can split very easily. Like you said, I'm going to do there's my rectangle, partition in half.
Have you wondered what it might be like to step into the principal's shoes? Here's a look at how 2 students spent part of their day as principal for the day with Mr. Fredette.
Good morning, everyone. Could I have your attention, please, one more time? Could I please have your attention? Happy Friday, everyone. I have two very special people in my office this morning today. They are principal of the day. We have Dominic Burak and we have Anna French, and they have a very important announcement for you.
I have an important message for you. To make sure you listen to your teachers. Hi, I'm Anna, and my important message for you is to have an amazing Friday.
Thank you very much, Principals Anna and Dominic, and have an amazing Friday, and make sure you listen to your teachers. All right.
So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a student debrief.
I was wondering how the kids are doing in math and are they understanding the fractions?
Well, they're doing great. So you saw the game, right? So the game, they had to roll the dice, okay? 2 dice. Smaller number was a numerator, bigger number was a denominator, and they had to shade in the bug that represented that fraction. So they were doing pretty well if you saw that, right? Okay? And then in my student debrief, I checked for understanding to see if they can understand improper fractions. And it looked like they were understanding, right? Okay?
So you're great at making sure that they're all on task and making sure that they're all doing what they're supposed to be doing in math and doing their work.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
My question was, what are you teaching for your next math? Are you doing multiplication and division?
So we started out with multiplication division early on in the year, okay? And then we kind of came back to it recently with higher numbers, okay? And now we're on fractions, as you saw. But from here, we're going to fractions on a number line, which is going to be different than what we were doing today. Because today they're just drawing the pictures, but going from fractions on a number line is going to be a little bit trickier. Okay, so that's our next step.
And I think you did a good job teaching kids how to do that.
Thank you, and I really appreciate you coming in. I think you're doing a great job, and I really like your help.
Okay. This is the walkie-talkie.
Okay.
When I need two important people to come to talk to me about something that I think that we need to do, usually immediately I have Mr. Scully and I have Nurse Nancy. So how it works is these walkie-talkies, Birchland Park staff that has walkie-talkies and Maple Shade school staff can hear everything we say. So we have a code. The first thing we say is Maple Shade. So the Birchland Park staff knows that it's only a Maple Shade conversation. You hold the button in when you talk, and you release it right away so you can listen. If you keep the button held in, then you won't be able to hear anything. You hold it in, say what you have to say, and you release. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend the button's here. I hold the button in, I say, Maple Shade to Mr. Scully, then I release. He's going to say something. He's going to say, come in, or okay. You're going to hold the button back in and say, could you please come to the office for a meeting? Let the button go. He'll confirm. You're going to do the same thing. Hold the button in, Maple Shade to Nurse Nancy. Let the button go. She's going to say something. You're going to hold the button back in. Could you please come to the office for a meeting? You're going to let go. She's going to confirm. Ready?
Can I practice once?
Yep. Pretend the button's there, not there.
Okay. So, to Mr. Scully, right?
Push it in.
Maple Shade to Mr. Scully.
Put your mouth right up close.
Maple Shade to Mr. Scully.
Then let go.
Let go.
And then he'll say something back, and then you hold the button back in.
Come to the office for a meeting, please.
That's right. Good. Then you do the same thing with Nurse Nancy.
So we're here.
Yeah. Pretend that's the button.
Maple Shade to Nurse Nancy.
And then let go. She'll say something, then you press it again.
Please report to the office.
That's right. And then let go, and then she'll confirm. Ready?
Okay.
Here you go.
You can go first.
Okay. Maple shade to Nurse Nancy.
Good, hold the button again.
Maple shade to Nurse Nancy. You can hear it. Because the nurse's office is right over there.
And there's 2 walkie-talkies right there.
Go ahead, maple shade to Mr. Scully. We'll see what happens to Nurse Nancy.
Nurse Nancy coming.
There you go.
Please report to your office.
Thank you, I'll be right there.
Someone whose experiences included serving in America's Armed Forces. Recently, Jim Monroe, a Vietnam veteran, visited Birchland Park School and spoke to students about his own experiences, the scars that war can leave, and the feeling that takes place for those who are
Did I am going to show you what the drill instructor did to me, okay? So if you'd stand right here. Okay, face me. Face you? Yeah. All right. So let's say I'm the drill instructor. This guy is me, and because out of nowhere, as we were lined up, 5 or 6 drill instructors appeared out of nowhere. So first of all, stand at attention. Feet together, toes apart more, good. Curl your fingers, stomach in, chest out, chin down, eyes up. Okay. So here he is at attention. So this is what the drill instructor did. First of all, he got his nose 1/2 inch away from mine. I won't get that close. Then, when he got that close to me, he started screaming at me. And as he screamed at me, I realized that he had a chaw of tobacco in his mouth. So that as he screamed at me, what came out of his mouth was a combination of spit and tobacco juice that just hit my face like this, not for 2 seconds, but for a minute. A fire hose of this gunk came out and smashed me in the face and just trickled down, and I didn't do what he's doing. I just stood there and let it hit me, and I didn't move. I have a friend who came up to me with tears in his eyes to say, I'm going to lose my driver's license. And when I said, why? He said, well, I was just in a traffic jam in downtown Springfield, and I roared away in my car, and a cop came after me and pulled me over and gave me a ticket. And I'm going to do that, he said, every time I'm in a traffic jam. Because, he said, when I was in Iraq, in downtown Baghdad with a military vehicle, whenever there was a lot of congestion, I knew it was really dangerous, and I needed to get out of there. So what he didn't say to me, but what he meant was, his head was saying to him, I know there's no enemy soldiers in downtown Springfield, but his head, logically, couldn't go down to the fear that was put in here when he was in Iraq. And so he said, every time I'm in a traffic jam, I'm going to roar out of there. I'm going to keep on getting speeding tickets, and they're going to take my license away.
Where learning includes students' regular engagement with the larger community through church, civic, or cultural organizations. First, ELPS senior Abby Laughlin was chosen as this year's Springfield Colleen and joined her counterparts who celebrated St. Patrick's Day at the annual William Parade. Abby says that being chosen was an honor and a great experience.
Being Springfield Colleen was a huge honor. It was really cool to be able to represent my town and my community, and to also share my pride for my Irish heritage with all of Western Mass.
What was your favorite part out of the whole experience?
My favorite part was definitely the parade. We got to see a lot of little girls and people that were really excited to see us, and there was just like a great community feeling, and everyone there was just really happy to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
What would you say to girls that are thinking of competing for next year?
I would definitely encourage anyone to compete to be the Colleen next year, because it's such a great experience. You get to meet so many people, and you really get to experience new parts of Western Mass and the Irish community around.
20 years from now that you know Michael Nevins and Dan Kelly when tickets to one of their Broadway productions are sold out months in advance. Last week, they presented To Kill a Mockingjay, their original music send-up of the popular Hunger Games franchise at Springfield Drama Studio. In 5 sold-out performances, the cast of brilliant young actors and singers brought down the house with wit, energy, and clear delight in the material Kelly and Nevins created for them. Here's some brief excerpts from the final performance.
Man, we're getting old, but we shouldn't dwell.
If you wanna win these games, you just gotta follow these steps. Make a cornucopia your next buddy. I told us that, I just hope it works out for you.
What are you doing in the Capitol? What am I doing in the Capitol? Oh my God, where's Katniss? Oh, she's safe in District 13. District 13? Yes, District 13. Now listen, we have some work to do. What kind of work? We're going on a field trip.
So I take it that's a no?
Good day, ma'am.
But
I said good day, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, you know what? I'll just leave this here. If you want to peruse the fine print, I have a pen in my pocket, so uncap it in case you want to just sign your signature, your John Hancock, just like that.
Who even thought that was a good idea?
Suzanne Collins. You may not call me or beat me if you want to reach me.
The pair are finalizing plans to stage the show again in May at the East Long Meadow High School auditorium. We'll keep you posted on the date.
On Wednesday, the Birchland High School music departments held the annual combined concert to celebrate Music in Our Schools Month with outstanding performances by the string orchestras, choral ensembles, and concert bands from grades 6 through 12. Here are some highlights.
for a sports update from our own Ian Clunan.
Ian here, back with your What's Up Sports Update. Before we get too excited about the start of the spring sports, several East Longmeadow student athletes received honors and awards during this offseason. Let's take a look. For the ice hockey team, senior Ben Wassey continued to make a name for himself as he finished his high school career with 61 goals and 67 assists for a total of 128 points, 40 of which he got this season. His impressive season earned him a spot on the All-Division III team, as well as the All-Senior team. His younger teammates, Jonathan Tavella and Michael Trace, were also recognized for their hard work as they both made it to the All-Freshman team. We'll look forward to seeing more from them in the years to come. After winning the PVAC championship this past season, it's no surprise that several members of the girls' indoor track team made it to the Pioneer North All-League team. The list consists of Elizabeth Cook, Lauren Crum, Abby Laughlin, Madison McMahon, and Morgan Voigt. 2 members of the boys' indoor track team also made Pioneer North All-League team, junior Ryan Dutiel and senior Mike Magipinto. And speaking of Mike Magipinto, the senior running back topped off his final season with the East Longmeadow football team by breaking several records, including the ELHS and Western Mass all-time most rushing yards. He also holds the second place record for most rushing yards in the state, with his career total of 6,462 yards. This year, he was awarded the Norman DeGiannis Award for the second year in a row, made the All-Western Mass team, and was named Mass Live's Football Player of the Year. After committing to play football for Wesleyan University in the fall, Mike signed his NLI last week, confirming his spot at the Division III school. By his side at the signing was teammate Riley Hild. The 3-sport senior formally committed to Princeton University last week after being offered a full ride to play football at the Ivy League school. Both Riley and Mike will be honored as scholared athletes at the Western Mass Football Banquet in April. Riley will also be receiving the Archie Roberts Award as the top high school scholar athlete in Western Mass. He has been on the honor roll each semester of his high school career and is ranked in the top 20% of his class. He finished his football season with 496 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns, and then transitioned to the basketball court, where his 135-year total points helped his team make it to the Division I quarterfinals. Keep an eye out for Riley's last season with ELHS as a volleyball player this spring. Fellow basketball player A.J. Allen represented the Spartan basketball team last week as he was chosen for the Western Mass Division I Senior All-Star Game. His tremendous season came to an end this year with a career total of 647 points for ELHS, with just about 300 of those from this season. Junior Jarek Seashon was chosen for the Western Mass underclassmen roster as he finished this season with 261 points. That wraps up fall and winter sports, just in time for spring athletes to begin practices. With several teams starting their seasons in the upcoming week, I'm Ian Clunan. Stay tuned for recaps and full game coverage.
Now, a preview of our next show, a special event at Meadowbrook as the school kicks off Spotlight on Kindness Month, and a very special activity that involves a very special monkey and a very special girl named Isabella.
Have with you.
Ivan.
Tell me about Ivan. Who's Ivan?
A monkey.
A monkey? Whose monkey is he?
Isabella.
Tell me about Ivan.
He is Isabella's monkey.
Why does Isabella have a monkey?
Because she's sick.
And why do you have this monkey in room 32? How come he comes with you everywhere?
Because Isabella's sick and she's at home.
So Isabella's mom brought the monkey in the chair here to us at Meadowbrook School. And this is a way for all of us, the students in the classroom and all of the students and teachers and staff here at Meadowbrook School, to stay connected with Isabella because she's still a part of the school and we want to be a part of her life as well.
Stay tuned for that and much more next time on What's Up in ELPS.
Right.
For now, I'm Natalie Rathbun.
And I'm Courtney Ingalls. Thanks for watching. See you next time.